Hi there, welcome back to Hugh's Nursery. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're all having a very good day and that your gardening season is going off a great start. It's nice that all the leaves are coming out now on the trees, but today there are quite a few new people that are new to vegetable growing and organic vegetable gardening. So I'm just going to give you my 10 tips to help you out in your first growing season. Firstly, sow your seeds in pots and trays. I know you can direct sow seeds, and we do that with parsnips and carrots, but the fun thing about growing zucchinis and sweet corn or anything is that if you put them in trays, you can grow them, you can start them on your windowsill, and it's much easier to look after them, and they still get enough sun. And the good thing about this is that they're sort of out of the way of any bad weather conditions. Say it suddenly rains and washes all the seeds away. It's just a nice protective start for them. And then when they do go outside, you can harden them off a bit by putting them in a shady spot for a few hours for about a week or so, and yeah, that's it. So it's just basically stopping any pests from interfering and ease of use. Secondly is be prepared for failures. Failures happen to everyone. It basically happens in an average vegetable garden at least once a year. I mean, there's lots of times when I've planted things that are quite hard to germinate. Strangely, parsnips are quite hard to germinate with us. So to date we've planted half a bed of parsnips about a couple of months ago, and they haven't even sprouted yet, and they should have within that first month. So failures are just something that happens, and don't let that knock down your self-confidence, because it's really easy to just go and try again, or try a new method and a new diversion to go around and conquer your failures, and just basically never give up. The internet is a massive source of advice they can give you. You can join a Facebook group or Google Plus community. I have recommended a few that you can follow the links to down below in the description. But there are loads of fun ways to learn, and a great deal of information and expertise are shared and all about growing veg. And there's so many new people you can meet, and it's a great way to make friends and just cross-pollinate all your information together, and in that way, well, also you can ask for help and directions and how to solve a problem. Like, you got cabbage white in your cabbages, you ask how do you solve this, and more than likely people will help you. And it's just a really free, great resource for new gardeners to learn all the tips and tricks of the trade. Something that happens really often is that seedlings become leggy, and this is basically when they suddenly grow really fast. They got big source of light and they grow really high, and the best example I can give you are tomato seedlings. These always seem to go leggy with me, but when it does happen, when you get your plant, just plant them up to the first set of true leaves, because the stem will then start rooting off, and it's all going to be good. So don't be scared about planting it deeper, because the problem with plants becoming leggy is that they're just going to fall over. In your first year, you're probably going to be sort of wanting to buy quite a few products to help you along, such as rock dust. Now, these things are very beneficial for your vegetables, but the other hand, and the sort of negatives and cons about stuff like rock dust, is that it's actually quite expensive. So your first year is basically your trial and error, and with trial and error you don't want to spend and blow away all of the money in your pocket at once, because you're just learning from the first year, and then you can incorporate this in your next year. So basically what I'd just say is that in your first year, concentrate on not having to buy loads of stuff. Obviously you need a few tools to get started, but you can easily add nutrients to your soil, for example leaves or just cheap things like this, because it's a bit it's quite bad on your confidence when you spend loads of money, and I've done this, on some sort of product or something, think it's going to go well, but really it goes opposite. Start your first year with the easiest things that you can grow. For example, bee peas and beans, potatoes are really easy, and radishes, and all the salad family. It's just nice to basically plant something, and more than likely it will grow and crop for you without having to do any fuss and like minimum work. So that's like first year, is like building up your experience by planting the easier things. And I actually have a video about the 5 easiest vegetables that in my opinion you can grow, and you can go check this by clicking this link. But then like in the second year you can grow a bit more challenging things like eggplants or stuff like that. When you get runner beans or broad beans or zucchini, they tend to have batches where you can harvest them at different times. But as soon as the fruits are ready to be harvested, I would say harvest them straight away, because this can then transfer, instead of wasting energy on letting them carry on growing till they're a bit like too big or stringy, it can then be put into growing new fresh fruits. When you're growing vegetables, you tend to use compost, and compost, depending on what sort of variety they are, they tend to dry out quite easily if you have like more of a free draining type. And what you need to try and ensure to do is that when you are growing seeds and then you have the seedlings, is to try not to let them dry out, because they're quite tender and they can easily wilt and die within a matter of hours. So a way that you can overcome this is by like getting something to put over, like a bit of plastic, like that. This creates a nice humid environment where it's just going to be a bit like the way the rain works. All the water gets evaporated up and condenses at the top here, like pretend these are the clouds, and then falls back down and through the sides, and it's just going to stop any of the compost drying out. These are pea seeds and seedlings in these rain gutters. Now the ones closest to you, below the bare one, are pea seeds that are about 3 weeks old. Now at the top we've only just planted this, and this will be exactly the same stage as the one below in 3 weeks. Now this is basically the whole reason behind doing this, is to not plant all of your seeds at once, because when you come to harvest them, unless you freeze them, they will all be ready at once, and there'll be a big rush, and then you might have a waste, and you might not actually have enough time on your hands to harvest anything. So by planting 3 rows with 3 weeks in between each one, we're at least going to have about 2, maybe 3 months of harvesting fresh peas instead of 2 to 3 weeks. And here we have it to our 10th and final tip. My final tip is to have fun. Enjoy it. It's something really nice about when you get a seed packet from a shop, you then tip out like 50 seeds, you plant them in a tray or plant them straight into the ground, and you watch them grow. You water them, you look after them, and then the sun comes, the rain comes, that looks after them for you, and then it comes to a stage when you can harvest them and eat what you've grown. I enjoy gardening, and I also think gardening is really good because it can help you save money. You can put your own personality and originality, or also uniqueness, behind the way you garden. It's quite a personal thing really. You might like things compare differently to other people, and it's just a great way. There's great gardening communities out there, and basically growing your own vegetables is a whole lot of fun. And thank you so much for watching. I hope these 10 tips have helped you, maybe inspired you, or maybe changed a couple of your views. But this is basically just for fun. These are my 10 tips, and obviously you are going to have other tips. If you do have any other tips for other people, please just post them down in the comments. I love to read them. I'm trying to respond to every comment, but I do get a lot, so don't be cross or angry if I don't, because I'm getting quite caught up in schoolwork and everything. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. This is just to try and help you guys, and if any of you have any further tips, please just post them down below. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you again soon. Goodbye.